I cannot wait to show you all the details here behind me because I just finished and I'm super excited to show you what I have done to our distance learning homeschooling space. I have chosen things that match my decor in my house, are minimalist, and are temporary, meaning I can just pack it all on up and put it away if I have to. You guys, this one is a good one and I think you're gonna love it. Hey you guys, it's Christina from the Purple Alphabet. You asked for it, and of course I had to show you my new distance learning space for my kids. This is where we're gonna be doing the start of our school year, and I'm excited to show you the details that went into it. Going into this, I know distance learning might not be forever, so I wanted to make sure that whatever I did buy and invest in money in, that it could have long-term use later, or that it could be packed up and put away if I needed to. Second of all, I really did want it to match kind of what I had going on in my house, so it didn't really look like I had a learning space. It just kind of melded and meshed right in. So that was the second most important thing to me. And then lastly, I wanted to make sure I took a minimalist approach. I didn't want to go all crazy and put things up like I would a homeschool room because it is temporary and I know we were going to be moving things. So in this video, I'm going to show you what I came up with, all the details, all the thought process that went through it, and why I got what I have. If you don't have a space in your house, this is a video for you too, because I'm only using a tiny portion of my house for this. I'm not dedicating a whole entire room or a whole entire floor or whatever you have. If you have minimal space in your house or wherever you live, this video is going to be good for you because I'm going to show you how I did that in our small space. So if you watched my last distance learning video, that's the one where I talked about my hacks and tips and ideas to be successful in distance learning, then some of these things will be familiar from that video. If you haven't seen it, I'll put it up here in the corner or I'll put it down below in the description box for you to go and check out. One of the major tips in that video was to find a designated space for your distance learning or your homeschooling. That was a bit of a challenge for us. We did distance learning at the end of the school year last year, and we had Zoom calls every day. We're using a table, which is my dining room table. It worked, it was effective. However, I kind of wanted a designated space because having that whole table just kind of gave too much room to my second grader. Then we also had this other space that my first grader was using. It is a toddler preschool table that we've had for quite a while. It has a table and it has 2 chairs, and we've loved it and used it so much over the years. There's no way I could have both of them sit there, and it's actually getting a little bit too small for them, and we were due for something else. In addition to that, we were already considering getting desks for our kids. Now, if you already have desks, you guys are like way ahead of the game than we were. We wanted to have a dedicated space or an area or a desk that they could sit at and do their schoolwork as they get older. So with those things in mind, that's when we decided to level up our distance learning experience and create our distance learning space. I searched high and low on Amazon for some desks that I thought would work, and I came across these foldable desks. Now, there's a lot of reviews on these, so if you are interested in a foldable desk, I definitely recommend going and reading those reviews, and also look at most recent reviews because there's a lot of people getting these desks because of distance learning. You'll get a lot of feedback that way. With hesitation, because you never know exactly what you're going to get as far as quality goes, we ordered 2 of these desks. This color matched our house and would work really well. Plus, it folds down. There's no assembly required, and we could put it away in a closet if we wanted to. So this, you guys, this is what I have to put together. Got a little bit of some stuff over here, a little bit of some stuff over here, and then over here. Actually, there's a story. I ordered 2 wrong things, so 2 of these are wrong and then 2 of them are right, and I'm having to deal with shipping. But we'll figure it out, but we have to put this stuff together now. You guys gonna help me? You guys, I love these desks. They're so great. I love them for so many reasons. The first is it was so easy to open. There was no assembly. I just pull one side up, the other side up, pull up the middle, turn a couple of dials on the side to lock them into place, and you're done. I mean, how easy is that? And if you want to disassemble them, it's just as easy, and it will fold down so compactly. I can put it in a closet. I can put it in the garage, put it in the attic, and be done with it. Or they're nice and light. You can transfer them to another area really easily. You can configure them in a different way. So you could probably put 2 of them together and create an even larger workspace, or I can separate them and have them on their own. So score big time on these. I'm in love and I'm so glad I got them. Next, I wanted something to store all of their books and supplies on. We were using whatever was around us. We used this shelf that's kind of right here between the rooms. I really would have liked a bookcase, but I don't have a place to put that bookcase anywhere else. Ideally, I just needed something that was temporary. I ran into this cart. It had 2 shelves on it, which is perfect. Each one of our daughters could have 1 shelf dedicated to them, and then it had 4 drawers, so they could each have 2 drawers. The bonus part on this one is that it's on wheels, so I can wheel it to another room, or I could repurpose it for other things because you could always use a storage cart. So this one to me was a win. The price was very reasonable. Next, we needed 2 chairs. Now, our teachers are expecting us to be at our desks, in a chair, in our computer, or at a table. Now, that means we can't sit on the couch, we can't be in our beds, we can't be on the carpet. They're expecting us to sit as they would in school. One of the key things that they wanted was no wheels, and I totally get this. It just becomes a distraction, and I found these 2. It was basically 2 for the price of 1, and they looked really nice. So they fit our decor. I thought we'd give it a shot. There was no wheels. We were good. Let's bring them home. All right, what have I got myself into? Oh my gosh, lots to put together. This has to be like the worst part of it, is putting all of this together. Little by little, I'll get it done, and then it's like ×2 because I have 2 kids, so we gotta do it 2 times. In here, I have 2 chairs. Wish me luck. Once I got everything built and put together, it was time to decide how I'm gonna configure our room. So we have this living room space where we have 2 couches, and that's about it. We don't really use it for much. So I'm just gonna move one of the sofas over to the side into the center of the room, and I think I'm gonna use the space all the way across the wall for our desks. It took me a second to figure out if I wanted to separate them or if I wanted to put them together into one large desk, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and try putting them apart. I wanna keep them like this for now, but I am completely flexible to moving these around because they're so easy to do that. The chairs ended up being another favorite too. Like that it had no wheels, but they look really, really nice and they are comfortable. Now, a small word about chairs and desks, especially with kids. You wanna make sure that they're ergonomically fitting. You need to have the 90-degree angle rule, which is a 90-degree seat for your back and 90-degree for your knees. Most chairs are a little bit big for kids. So to make things more comfortable, you can also put a pillow behind their back so that they're sitting upright and not slouching over. And then if you need to make a 90-degree angle at the knee as they're sitting down, you could always slide a little step stool under there or a box so that their feet are up. Are they gonna stay in this perfect ergonomically correct 90-degree angle situation? No. I know they're not, and that's okay, but you can at least encourage them to be more comfortable that way. But enough about ergonomics. Now a little bit about my bonus seating. I have them right here. These, I have to tell you, are probably my favorite purchase of this whole project. They are floor chairs. They're super, super soft. This one actually came from Lakeshore Learning. They come in so many different colors, and right now they are on sale. At the filming of this video, they are on sale, so take advantage because you can't use a coupon on sale. But what's great about these is that they fold flat, just like you see them here, but then you can just gently pull up the back and you have an instant floor chair for your kids to sit on. I would expect that my kids want to move around for when they're not online on their Zoom calls. So they can choose the sofa, they can choose the floor, they can choose wherever is most comfortable as long as they're doing the work. But I wanted to get these as another option. And plus I figured they could use these when they're watching TV or doing other things around the house. I did find a couple of these over on Amazon, and they are about the same price as this one is on sale. I don't know about the quality of those though, but Lakeshore Learning's got some really good stuff. So each one of these slides next to the desks of my kids, or we can move them around the house as needed. Next up, I decided to put our little rolling shelf cart right in between both of them so they can each have access to what they need. It fits perfectly in our space, it's not too big, and then has enough room to put things on. That one was easy. In my distance learning hacks video, I also talked about having your supplies close by. I went ahead and took our little caddies with our art supplies and put them on each one of my kids' desks. Now I've talked about these before and I've told you guys they're from Michaels. I'm not a 100% fan of them. They're okay. We have one container for the crayons, one for markers, one for pencils and erasers and anything else that they could possibly need. They've even decorated them and put stickers all over them, and so we're gonna set these on their desk so they could have everything that they need right there at their fingertips. In their shelf in our little rolling cart, I went ahead and got 2 containers. These are from Daiso Japan. They're $1.50, although you can find these at the Dollar Tree sometimes, and even at Target or any other office supply stores. Right now we don't have their books. We're gonna go pick them up this week, but I went ahead and put in their folders and their notebooks, the things that their teachers requested that they have for their personal use. I also set our binders on the shelf, but I have a feeling that these things will get rearranged as we get the books and we kind of get in the groove of our distance learning. Next step was to put out their computers. Now, we are very fortunate to be getting a Chromebook from our school to be used on loan from our school. That's only for one of our kids. As they get older, assignments become more difficult and they need to learn anyway, so we wanted to get them some computers to prepare for that. Now, the Chromebook has certain apps on it that we're gonna have to use for our class, but we're gonna have to give it back at the end of the school year, or if we go back to learning in classroom. Although this was an investment, you can get computers fairly cheap. What I'm gonna do is put a link down below if you're kind of curious to see what we got and if you wanted to invest in a computer for your kid. Now, you may have noticed that this learning space is kind of bare, and that's on purpose, and it's not screaming homeschool. I do like all things homeschool. I'll be the first to admit that. If I was doing a whole homeschool room, it would probably look very, very different. But because this is my living room and because I'm going to be seeing this every day, I kind of wanted it to blend in just a little bit more. But I still want my kids to personalize their little space. This summer we went over to Legoland in the big shop and we found some really cool Lego kits to make your own pencil cup holder. And my 3rd grader did that and she loved it. It's a little pineapple one. So we're gonna put this on her desk as a little personal touch. Now, my 2nd grader didn't want the pineapple, but she did want to make one on her own. So she just used plain old regular Legos and made her own as well. So I thought these would be perfect touches to add to their desk to make it a little bit more personalized and has a purpose. With everything combined, I'm super happy on how it all came together. I'm very pleased with the look and I think it looks super nice. Just have to add in our books when we pick them up this week, and I think we'll be set for our distance learning homeschooling journey. I'm gonna put links down below to all the things that I purchased, and if I can't find the links anymore because they're sold out, I'll put something similar. Just read all the reviews and you should be fine. However, don't forget, you don't need all of this. This is just what we did. Use what you have around the house if you have to, but if you wanna splurge on something, you can go check out those links. You guys click subscribe to see more videos like this and give me a thumbs up to show your love.